Well, let's talk about something else that's really making a lot of news lately. It's Elon Musk's time as the CEO of Twitter. It's been short, definitely filled with controversy. And then yesterday, he seemed to acknowledge that when he asked Twitter users to vote if he should remain the head of the company. He was looking for a vote of confidence, though. Well, he lost. But is that all he's been losing? Tony Chapman is a marketing expert and host of the radio show and podcast Chatter That Matters. Joins us now live on the couch here. It's been a while since we've seen you in person, Tony, so good to have you back here.
Good to be back.
Let's talk about Elon Musk. It's been sort of chaotic and colorful, certainly since he took over as CEO of Twitter. And then yesterday he puts that poll out saying, I will abide by these results. Should I stay on? 57.5% of people said, no, you shouldn't stay on. What do you make of this? Because we haven't heard from Musk since then.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, as Aristotle said, in every genius is a touch of madness. So just before we get to that, why I'm mad about Musk, three things. The guy is, in the American economy, the greatest economy, he's controlling energy. What he's doing with Tesla is much more than cars. I mean, battery technology, solar panel roofs and stuff, brilliant. SpaceX, he's controlling space and communication. Ukraine is fighting because of his satellites. PayPal, he controlled pay. So Twitter, how did that all come about? I think he wanted to control the media. And what happened is when he walked in there and he wanted to back out, he saw a swamp. It's a nasty swamp. There's trolls living under there. Every time you peel back a surface, something bubbles to the top. And so I think this is all a careful move on his part to kind of go, okay, I'll step away. Let's bring in a CEO with great credentials. But I think there's a bigger move at play for Twitter. I think he's going to turn it into a crypto PayPal kind of enterprise and try to keep that journalism alive and bubbling. But I think more than anything else, he's realizing maybe this platform's going to move somewhere else, but to take all those followers with it. So I do not ever write off Musk. I think he'll go down in history like Vanderbilt did and Rockefeller did, big disruptors. Genius with a touch of madness.
Right, okay, but I mean, some argue Twitter is kind of broken right now in terms of the way the algorithms are, the way of what things are pushing in front. And even before he actually officially took over, he seemed to be trying to backpedal his way out of that $44 billion deal, right? So that's always kind of been in the cards here. And that's having an impact now. His Twitter dealings and sort of twiddlings, as it were, fiddling maybe, is having an impact. Right, it's having an impact on Tesla. The shares of Tesla are dropping. He's selling the stock. It's coming down in price. And now you've got Tesla shareholders coming after him saying, hey, Elon, maybe stop playing over here. Focus on Tesla. It's having an impact on several of his enterprises, and it's having an impact on the market.
His best run business is SpaceX because he's not CEO. He's not a CEO. He's a creative genius. He's seeing a pattern in the future that few of us see. He executes against it. The best thing that happens for both Tesla and Twitter is he steps back, puts in legitimate CEOs, gives them the power to go, and he steps back in the lab and saying, what's the next 5 moves on the chessboard? He's a chess player. He's not an executor, and we're seeing that with Twitter. And I agree with you. He walked in there, looked at what he bought, and said, what have I done? You know, Bezos buys the Washington Post. That's a pretty established, pretty controllable. He buys, you know, Donald Trump and right wing versus left wing. Nobody wants to be in the middle anymore. And so I think it's going to be an interesting play, but I do believe that ultimately he's got a bigger move at play, and I think it's because he wants to reinvent PayPal and crypto combined. And he's surrounding himself with some pretty interesting innovators that have really nothing to do with social media, but have an awful lot of doing what is the next platform to disrupt energy, disrupt space, disrupt communication. How about disrupt financial services? Look out for Musk.
Got about 30 seconds, Tony. How much of an issue, though, is ego? Because that seems to be sort of fueling so much of the surrounding.
That's his madness. I mean, he's a narcissist that way because he just doesn't understand. He's not, you know, as they say, he's on the spectrum. He's not with us the way we're with us. And so you just don't know which way he's going to play.
Well, it's going to be fantastic, fascinating to watch. I'm not sure how fantastic it's going to be if you're an investor, that's for sure. But Tony, appreciate this. Have a great holiday. Thanks so much.